Why is it that when traders watch trading content, instead of actually getting better at trading, they overall get worse at trading? I had to think about this for quite some time, and I came up with a couple of reasons as to why this might be the case. So, before I actually dive in, I want to preface by saying, listen, if you're a beginner, you're just getting into trading, it's actually imperative that you watch as much trading content as possible just because you know absolutely nothing about trading. And so, of course, you want to learn the ins and outs of trading, what is trading, develop your own strategy, whatever the case may be. But now, this video is obviously for traders that have already developed their own style. Maybe you've been trading for about 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. I don't know. You're basically at an intermediate level. So without further ado, let's dive right into a couple of reasons as to why watching too much trading content can actually hinder your progression when it comes to your trading journey. Now, the first reason is you are confusing progression or improvement with actually just consuming, right? Because that's what this is. And I'd argue that consuming any sort of content or too much of any sort of content is actually going to hinder your psychology in general. But now when we kind of like pinpoint into trading, what ends up happening here is that you're watching all this content and you think that you're actually learning more and more, but the truth is you already have your own strategy. You already know what you need to do, and how you are actually going to get better at your own craft is by refining it, right? So you want to make sure that you are journaling your trades. You want to make sure you're reviewing the journal trades, of course. You want to be back testing, forward testing, and just overall looking to improve on your processes as a trader and just your processes overall. So if you could be a better person overall, of course, you'll end up being a better trader, right? Now, the second reason is that you're watching too much content, and what ends up happening is this is going to destroy your consistency, right? And what do I mean by this? It's just the fact that there's so many traders out there that are creating content, and I'm all for it because again, this is also trading content, right? But I'm just trying to highlight this fact that some traders might be scalping, some traders might be swing trading, some traders might trade ICT, some traders might do price action. Everyone has their own style, everyone has their own strategy, and when you consistently or you're constantly hopping from video to video to video, you're subconsciously soaking in all this information that, let's be honest, has nothing to do with your own personal strategy, right? And this is actually going to hinder your progress because, again, subconsciously you're taking in all this information. It doesn't actually add any value to what you already know. So really, you're just messing up what you already know, and you're kind of confusing yourself by over consuming all this content. And of course, it's just going to mess up your own consistency, right? You're adding like unnecessary noise to the equation when really trading is a you versus you system, or it's like a you versus you game. Yes, people, so someone has to lose in order for someone to win money in the markets, but again, there's so much money being moved every single day. I'd argue that it's still a you versus you. Most traders do not lose money due to their technicals. It's usually due to their psychology. And over consuming all this content, it's going to eventually affect your psychology. This was the case for myself every time, and I've noticed this pattern, and that's why I'm even making this video. Every time that I've, gone through some sort of crazy losing streak, or I'm not seeing as much progression, or like I'm not moving in the right direction in terms of my trading journey, I noticed that I was actually over consuming a lot of content, and not just trading content, but just content in general. I was spending way too much time on these apps. And so, now I have limits in place to make sure that I mitigate the time that I do spend. But anyway, without further ado, let's move on to the next reason. And this would be the fact that you guys are creating unrealistic expectations by watching all these traders, right? Let's be honest, like how many traders do you see? Well, this is actually what is being pushed. It's like, how many traders do you see living this, I like to call it LL, the Lamborghini lifestyle? Like these guys are all LARPing, right? And what you guys fail to realize is that this type of lifestyle, of course it gets views. More people are clicking these videos, and more people are more viewers are being retained for these videos because, again, it's flashy, and you see all these luxurious things, and it does appeal to the masses. And it did appeal to me, I'm not gonna lie. When I first started trading, it was literally because I watched some sort of lifestyle video on trading, and I thought, wow, I can live this type of lifestyle if I start trading. Obviously, I came to realize that that's not the case. I don't know if you guys can hear that. If you guys can, my bad. It's summertime, so people are cutting the grass. But anyway, That's how I got into trading in the first place. I quickly realized that this is not the case, but I realized that you can still achieve location, time, and financial freedom. You don't have to chase these big bucks and try to live some crazy grandiose lifestyle like that's being pushed. Again, there are some traders that do reach that level, and if that is your goal, of course, continue to reach that, continue to try and strive to reach that goal. But for me, I like to be at peace, and so anyway, I don't want to rant too much. Stay on the topic here. So, this type of lifestyle is being pushed to a lot of traders, and of course, a lot of traders, even like myself, this is the reason why they even get into trading in the first place. But what you guys fail to realize is that a lot of people are actually faking this lifestyle, right? So, I've seen cases where people are photoshopping their screenshots, or maybe they're stealing screenshots from other traders and then posting it as if it was their own. And just overall, there's a lot of faking going on in this industry. A lot of traders are making money off of affiliate codes, and again, I don't have anything negative to say if you are making money off affiliate codes. I think that is another source of income. Again, like if someone likes your content and they use your code to sign up to a prop firm, that's great. But I'm just saying, a lot of people, a lot of traders are saying that they're making all this money from trading, but really, they're actually just not making money. They're making money from selling courses, mentorships. Again, I have nothing against it. I'm all for teaching other people how to trade. If you are a profitable trader yourself, of course, and you have something of value to teach to other people, but don't be out here LARPing and saying like, this is exactly how I made X amount of money. And then there's like another case where a lot of traders will blow so much money on evals, but they'll just, they'll over risk, they'll do all these crazy things, they have a big bankroll to play with, and then eventually they will make this one big payout, and then that's the payout that they will post online. And that is what a lot of traders are seeing. And then what's going to happen to you when you see this type of content is it's going to make you think that, oh my God, I'm behind. Look at this trader. He just made my monthly salary in like 5 seconds or like 1 minute. Oh my God, he made my yearly salary in a month, right? So when it comes down to it, when you consistently are constantly bombard your mind with this type of content, which is fake, by the way, your mind can't really tell the difference. When you consume this type of content, it's going to make you feel behind. And what you're going to end up doing is you're going to end up over trading, over risking, and just overall fucking up your trading processes. Why? And the only reason why is because you see this content and you're like, oh my goodness, I need to be like further off in my journey, right? I need to be, I need to speed this up. I need to make sure that I can make 5 figures. I can make 10, I can make all this money. But what I want to tell you guys is that in due time, right? It's a you versus you process. If that is your goal, of course, I want to make the big bucks. I want to be able to quit my full-time job. I'm not there yet, but I will be eventually, right? I'm working on it day by day. But watching this content, over consuming trading content is not going to help you get there any faster. If anything, you want to cut out all the negative noise in your life, whether that be trading content, whether that be negative people, friends, family, maybe your girlfriend's negative. I don't know, man. All these things that are not contributing towards your goals and actually hindering your progress, you need to get rid of it, because in this game, again, it is a you versus you game, and the better you become as a person, the better trader you will become.